friend, let's start with today's discussion. First news of 28 April 2022 is Center begins evicting eminent artists from government houses. Okay. A 91-year-old Padma Shri winning Odissi dancer Guru Mayadhar Rao was evicted from a government bungalow in Asiad Village, South Delhi on Tuesday, April 26 after the accommodation allotment expired due to a policy change in 2008. So, government previously before 2008 allot a government bungalow to the Padma Shri winning Odissi dancer Guru Mayadhar Rao, but government changed its policy in 2008, and according to the new policy, his allotment expired. And thus government told him to vacate the bungalow. Actually, government forced him to vacate the bungalow. Okay. Now, not only this happened to him, but also about 12 other artists, including Mohiniyattam dancer Bharati Shivaji, then Kuchipudi dancer Guru V. Jayarama Rao, then Dhrupad singer Ustad F. Wasifuddin Dagar, then Bharatnatyam dancer Rani Singhal, Kathak expert Gitanjali Lal, lithographer K.R. Subanna. Lithographer means painting on rock. Then Sarangi player Kamal Sabri, then artist Devraj Dakoji, as well as Kamalini artist Jotin Das, Pandit Bhajan Sapuri and singer Rita Ganguly. Okay, who will also face similar proceeding in the coming days. Means all are currently reside in government bungalow, but government told them to immediately vacate the allotted bungalow because they have changed their policy in 2008. Now, what is the actual history is, according to the government's policy, up to 40 artists can be allotted accommodation under a special quota in the general pool residential accommodation on the recommendation of the cultural ministry if they earned under 20,000 rupees per month. So, government can allot bungalow up to 40 artists as per recommendation of cultural ministry if they earned under rupees 20,000 in a month. Okay. Now, for decades, artists such as classical dancer, painters, singers, photographer have resided in government bungalow provided by the central government under a discretionary quota. Okay. Some allotment date back to 1980s, means government allot them bungalow on 1980s. So they are residing here since 1980s, while other were distributed in the early 2000. Now the government has now asked them to vacate their homes, claiming that the allotment expired due to a policy change in 2008. So suddenly in 2008 government changed their policy, and the current government told them to vacate their house. The government has also said that the artists have not paid license-free area for several years. According to an office memorandum of the Directorate of Estate under Ministry of Ministry of Housing Urban Affairs dated June 4, 2020, the Cabinet Committee on Accommodation did not give an extension to 27 artists to retain the official accommodation who were already on extension till July 2014. So that the expiry date of their accommodation ended, of the 27 artists ended in July 2014. So they are still residing. On the allotted government bungalow, but the cabinet committee did not give them any further extension. Okay, so they have to vacate the house. okay, or government authority himself vacate the house forcibly. So this is the first news. Okay, now move to the next news. States not passing on fuel duty cut to people. What is this? Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday said that fuel prices were too high in some states ruled by BJP rivals and they were not passing on the benefits of the center's excise duty cut to the people. So center already cut the excise duty, so excise duty was levied by center and value added tax is levied by the state on fuel. Fuel is not come under GST. So center already cut the excise duty. Okay, so center generate their revenue from fuel through excise duty. But Modi is saying that the BJP rivals state is not cutting their VAT, value added tax. Okay, the Prime Minister said that the last November a request was made to reduce VAT. But many states, most of which are non-BJP ruled ones like Maharashtra, the Maharashtra is a place where the fuel price is the highest, as well as West Bengal also. Maharashtra, West Bengal, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Jharkhand did not do so for some reason. The reason is mainly to generate more revenue. That is the simple reason. Okay. So government already told them to reduce VAT, but they are not reducing the VAT. Now this is the news, but related topic is we should know how our fuel price determined in India, means how much the actual fuel price, how much the center levied tax, then state, then dealer commission, all we know in this topic. Fuel rates are revised every day at 6 am in India. So that it is called dynamic fuel method. Dynamic means every day changing, not static. This makes sure that variation of global oil price throughout the day are transmitted and reflected to fuel users and dealers. Means if the global oil price rises, then the next morning 6 am the fuel price of India also rise. Now step by step, first is oil refinery. These refinery buy or extract crude oil like West Texas Intermediate, crude, Brent crude, OPEC basket crude, etc. and convert this crude into petrol, diesel, aviation, turbine fuel, biofuel, etc. Example of such refineries are Reliance Industry, Nayara Energy, Bharat Petroleum, Indian Oil, Shell, ONGC, Saudi Aramco, etc. So oil refinery are those industry who directly purchase the crude, means the raw petrol, crude oil from foreign country, means from UAE, from Arab, from Russia. Okay, buy the crude oil and convert this crude oil into petrol, diesel, aviation, turbine fuel, biofuel. Okay, next is then oil marketing company. These are the companies who market the converted crude, petrol, diesel, etc. to dealers and ultimately to users. Example of such refinery Indian Oil, Bharat Petroleum, Shell, SR, etc. Okay. So then the oil marketing company. These are the Reliance, Nayara, Bharat Petroleum, Indian Oil are oil refinery as well as oil marketing company also. So they first buy the crude oil, then they refine the crude oil to petrol, diesel, aviation, turbine. After that, they sell the refined crude oil, means they sell the petrol, diesel to dealer. Okay, so who market the converted crudes to dealer. So after making petrol, diesel, aviation fuel, they then sell the petrol, diesel to the dealer. Okay, dealer means the owner of petrol pump. Okay, so to the dealer and ultimately to user. Ultimately to user means then from petrol pump we buy the petrol. we are the user. Example of the refinery are Indian Oil, Bharat Petroleum, Shell, SR, etc. So Bharat Petroleum is a oil marketing company as well as oil refinery company, same as Reliance Industry also. Reliance Industry is the world biggest oil refineries company, Reliance Industry. Okay. Now next is dealer. So oil marketing company sell the petrol, diesel to dealer. Then the dealers are the people who are engaged into business of buying fuels from oil marketing companies and distributing them to users. Simple. They are distributor of fuel. Then we are the user of fuel for our vehicles. Also airplane transport companies who buys the aviation turbine fuel from OMC directly to keep their planes flying through the sky. So we are the user of fuel as we purchase fuel from the dealer. Also the airplane transport company is also user, but then they don't purchase fuel from dealer. They purchase fuel directly from the OMC, oil marketing company. Okay, because they purchase huge amount of fuel. Okay, now so these are the 4 steps: oil refiner, then oil marketing to dealer, then dealer sell the fuel to the user, and the finally we are the user. Now how the retail fuel price mechanics work? Price at which dealers buys from OMC. Price at which dealers buys from OMC. So dealer buys from OMC. This is the basic price. Add excise duty, which is central tax levied on certain goods. Add dealer's commission. Okay, means dealer will take some commission before it will sell to user. Then add value added tax, state tax, which may differ from state to state. So every state has different VAT. Maharashtra is the highest VAT, followed by West Bengal. Then retail selling price, equal to retail selling price of fuel. So retail selling price of fuel is, first is the basic price at which dealers buys from OMC, then add the excise duty, then add dealer's commission, and then add the VAT. So by adding these 3 things, we finally get the retail selling price of fuel. Interesting fact is the amount you are paying for 1 liter fuel consisting of average 70% tax, means the basic price into 1.7 is equal to the retail selling price of fuel. Now who is the official regulator of fuel price in India? Apart from taxes, central government regulate the price of fuel through base price and cap price at which dealers and OMCs deal with each other, decided by the PPAC, Petroleum Planning and Analysis Cell, under Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. So government of India control this price at which dealers buys from OMC. Okay, so price at which dealers buys from OMC is controlled by government. Then a central government add its excise duty. Then the dealer add its commission, and state will add their value added tax. Okay, so for if we go to this website, it will give us the total idea about the fuel price, how the fuel price is calculated. Okay, Petroleum Planning and Analysis Cell, Government of India website. Now this is petroleum and this is price. Opening. Okay. Now first is international price of crude oil, petrol and diesel. So this is the price of crude oil. Okay. So what are the price of crude oil? This is the price of crude oil. Okay, as per PPAC 102.75 okay, in 2020-23 April, 102.75 is the price of crude oil, and the unit of this price is, here it is written as dollar per barrel. Okay, dollar per barrel. The price is 102.75. Okay, so $102.75 per barrel. So what is rupees per liter? If we converted it to rupees per liter, so $102.75 $1 is nearly 76 rupees. So if we multiply 102.75 into 76, okay, so 7809 is the rupees per barrel, and 1 barrel nearly equal to 159 liters. So divided by 159, so 49.11, nearly 50 rupees. Nearly 50 rupees is the price of crude oil, rupees per liter. Okay, 50 rupees per liter is the price of crude oil. Next is, again we back to the website. So price build up as per Indian Oil Corporation. So as per Indian Oil Corporation, what is the price of petrol? So this is the page of Indian Oil Corporation, and for petrol price, this is the petrol price. So price build up petrol at Delhi. Okay, so it is calculation for at Delhi. So base price is 56.32 rupees per liter. Okay, what is this price? The price of the price determined by the oil refineries. Okay, so base price, the crude oil price is 50 rupees per liter. Then the oil refinery take the price of rupees 56.32 rupees per liter and add a freight charge of 0.2, make it price charge to dealer, that is 56.52, 56.32 plus 0.2, 56.52. So this price will be governed by the government of India. This price will be fixed. This price is fixed by the government of India. What is the price? At this price, dealer will buy petrol from the oil refineries. Okay, 56.52, 56.32 is the base price plus 0.2 is the freight charge. Then one by one, first is excise duty by central, that is 27.9, means 50%, nearly 50% of 56.52 is the excise duty of central, huge. Then dealer commission is 3.86 rupees per liter, means very less, 7%, nearly 7%, nearly 7% of 56.52 is dealer commission. Then VAT, value added tax, is 17, it is taken by the state tax, is rupees 17.13 per liter, nearly 30% of 56.52. So above the base price, central government add 50% excise duty, dealer add 7% of dealer commission, state add 30%, that is 17.13 of state tax, that is value tax. Combined, the retail selling price become 105.41 at Delhi. Okay, 105.41. So this is the process through which price of petrol is calculated. Okay, so this is the related topic. Now move to next topic. Delhi should be under center's control. Center's control. Currently, Delhi is under center's control. The center was justifying the intent behind the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Act or Government National Capital Territory of Delhi (GNCTD) Act of 2021 replacing GNCTD Act 1991. So there was a act, previous old act, that is GNCTD Act 1991, replaced by the Amendment Act, that is GNCTD Act 2021, and Center was justifying the intent behind this replacement. Why Center is replacing this act over this old act? Now central government on Wednesday argued means it is under matter of High Court, argued that Delhi, the nation's capital and a sprawling metropolis, should be under its control. So the central government through its Solicitor General argued in Delhi court that capital city, the nation's capital, and sprawling metropolis, sprawling means spreaded in a huge area, metropolis should be under union government's control, should not be under state control. Delhi cannot be left to the small mercies and smaller resources of a state legislature, it reasoned. Okay, now why he is telling this? Because the Delhi government has contended in the Supreme Court. Oh, the matter is under Supreme Court now. From High Court it moves to Supreme Court. The Delhi government has contended in the Supreme Court that the amended section of the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Act diminish the constitutionally guaranteed power and function of the elected legislative assembly. So there is an elected legislative assembly of AAP government, Aam Aadmi Party government, elected legislative assembly in Delhi, but this act diminished their constitutional power. So through this act it diminished or it reduced the power of the legislative assembly. Then who will gain the power? The Delhi government has contended that the center through this amendment has given more power to Lieutenant Governor than the elected government of people of Delhi, it argued. So basically it is not a current thing, it is coming from very previous years, okay, coming from the history, that who governed the Delhi, whether the state government or the central government through the governor. Okay, and currently Government of India 2021 passed this act, okay, and through this act Government of India capturing the actual power of Delhi, okay, and the state legislative assembly of Delhi, means the Aam Aadmi Party government is arguing about this matter into the Supreme Court. This is the topic. Now we should know what is the old act, what was old act, and why is the new act come into power. Now the 69th Constitutional Amendment Act 1991 conferred the Union Territory of Delhi with a special status and redesigned it as the National Capital Territory of Delhi and designated its administrator as the Lieutenant Governor. So before that Delhi was a simple union territory, but after the act was passed from the parliament, act passed means from 2/3 majority of Lok Sabha, then 2/3 majority from Rajya Sabha, then finally gained the assent of President of India and became an act in 1991. And through this act, from Union Territory, Delhi become National Capital Territory of Delhi, and administrator is the Lieutenant Governor. Lieutenant Governor was the administrator. Okay. Now, though a Union Territory, Delhi was considered as a special case and given a special constitutional status by the Parliament. Okay. The 1991 Act provided for a fully elected assembly and a council of ministers responsible to the assembly. So from 1991, Delhi got a elected assembly and a council of ministers responsible to the assembly. Okay, the Delhi Assembly. It conferred on the assembly the power to legislate on all matters in the state list as well as the concurrent list, except land, police and public order. However, the laws of parliament prevail over those made by the Delhi Assembly. So the Act 1991 conferred on the assembly or give power to the assembly, okay, that to legislate all matter, means to legislate means to control or to generate any new bill, to generate any new law, okay, through the majority of the Delhi assembly, all matter in the state list as well as the concurrent list. State list means the thing which is controlled by the state only, and concurrent list is a list which can be controlled by the center as well as state, okay. So the legislature assembly of Delhi, okay, can legislate on all matter in the state list as well as the concurrent list, except land, police and public order. So in land, police of except these three, any other thing in state list or concurrent list can be legislated by the legislation assembly. However, the laws of parliament prevail over those made by the Delhi assembly. However, if any laws made in the parliament through the majority of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and by the president, that will prevail over those made by Delhi assembly, okay. So that will obviously have to accepted by the Delhi assembly, the laws passed from the parliament. And assent to bills, assent means how the bill will be passed and become an act when the bill has been passed by the legislative assembly. First, the bill has been passed by the legislative assembly of Delhi, then it shall be presented to the lieutenant governor. This is the main point. Passing a bill, who will pass the bill, state legislation or the lieutenant governor, okay. Passing a bill means creating a new act of government, that is the main reason. So when a bill has been passed by the legislative assembly passed by the bill with its majority, then the bill will be presented to the lieutenant governor as per the old act. The lieutenant governor shall declare either he assent to the bill, either he will sign and assent to the bill, or he withhold assent therefrom, means he can withhold the assent or the bill, or he reserve the bill for the consideration of the president, or he reserved the bill for the consideration of president, means he sent the bill to president for his consideration, okay. Now point of friction, what is the point of friction is the matter was to be preferred to the president by the lieutenant governor for his decision, and number 2, pending such a decision the lieutenant governor is empowered to take any action on the matter as he deemed right. So these two are the point of friction between lieutenant governor and Delhi government, that when the bill is passed from the assembly, then the governor has choice whether he can assent. If he assent, then give his assent, then there is no problem. But in this 2 point there is a point of friction. If he withhold the bill, or if he send the bill for consideration to the president, in these 2 points the friction started. Now Delhi government previously moved to Supreme Court in 2018, and Supreme Court has given a judgment, that is, government was not under obligation to seek the concurrence of the lieutenant governor on its decision. So government has the right. So what Supreme Court told that government was not under obligation, means government should not go to lieutenant governor to pass a bill as per Supreme Court, because Supreme Court thought that the Delhi government is an elected government, so he should have the power. So the Supreme Court used the term government, means the government of Delhi was not under obligation to seek the concurrence list of the lieutenant government on its decision. And number 2 is any difference means the Delhi government before passing a bill should consult to the lieutenant governor, but lieutenant government cannot hold or cannot send the bill to the president. This type of statement given by the Supreme Court means the lieutenant government ultimately has to give his assent to pass the bill. And Supreme Court, another thing, Supreme Court told that any difference between them should be resolved keeping in view the constitutional primacy of representative government and cooperative federalism. So Supreme Court told that any difference between them means the Delhi government and the governor of Delhi, Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, should be resolved keeping in view that the constitutional primacy of representative government, that representative government means the Delhi government should have the constitutional primacy, okay, and cooperative federalism, okay. Now by this order, essentially the Supreme Court judgment made it extremely difficult for the Lieutenant Governor to refer such matter to President. So Lieutenant Government could not refer bill to President or could not hold it, okay, so as per Supreme Court rule. But Union Government what they amend the bill in 2021, and what they did is it amend the section 21, 24, 33, 44 of the 1991 Act. What kind of amendment? State that the government in the National Capital Territory of Delhi meant the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. So the government means Lieutenant Governor, not the Delhi Governor. As per the new amendment, government, as the Supreme Court used the term, the government was not under obligation to seek concurrence of Lieutenant Governor. So the union made Lieutenant Governor the government of Delhi. Okay. It gives discretionary power to the Lieutenant Governor even in matters where the Legislative Assembly of Delhi is empowered to make laws. So any kind of attempt to make laws by the not Delhi government, we should use the term Legislative Assembly. Any kind of laws the State Assembly try to make, they have to take the permission of the government of Delhi, means the Lieutenant Governor. Okay. It seeks to ensure that the Lieutenant Governor is necessarily granted an opportunity to give his opinion before any decision taken by the Council of Ministers or Delhi Cabinet is implemented. Okay. So any kind of decision by the Council of Ministers or Delhi Cabinet, it should be ensured that the Lieutenant Governor is necessarily granted an opportunity to give his opinion before any decision taken by the Council. So total power move from the State Assembly to the Lieutenant Governor. As per new act, Lieutenant Governor is the government of Delhi. This is the currently point of friction. Through this act, Union government hold the power of Delhi through Governor of Delhi. Another is, it bars the Assembly or its committee from making rules to take up matters concerning day-to-day administration or to conduct inquiry relation admission decision. So it bars the Assembly. Assembly means the State Assembly, Legislative Assembly. It bars the Assembly from making rule. Okay. So ultimately the State Assembly has currently no power to make a rule or make a law. They can make a law, but if Lieutenant Governor gave his assent, then only. Now why Union government has done this? They have released their statement that it is keeping with Supreme Court's July 2018 ruling. Means they are doing this as per the Supreme Court 2018 order. The objective of the act include enhancing public accountability and easing out technical ambiguities related to everyday administration. So there the Union government is telling that they did it to easy the way of passing a bill, okay, to easing out technical ambiguities, enhancing public accountability. Then this will increase administrative efficiency of Delhi and will ensure better relationship between executive and the legislature. Legislature is the state legislature, executive executive is the currently the executive is the governor of Delhi. Okay, so the relationship between executive and legislature to ensure better relationship between these two, they amendment the bill. Okay, so this is the union government stand, and against this amendment, the Delhi government means the Aam Aadmi Party government, the elected government, moved to the Supreme Court again. Okay, and the argue is going on. The solicitor the solicitor general from the center told Supreme Court that Delhi should be under central's control. Okay, next, move to next topic. Why can Perarivalan be released? Supreme Court, why can't he released? This is Mr. A.G. Perarivalan, who was arrested in June 1991, convicted for the assassination of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. So he was arrested in relation with the assassination of Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. Was released on bail by the top court on March 9 this year. So he is now under bail. Okay, free from jail, but he is under bail. He submitted a mercy plea under Article 161. Mercy plea means he needs full free from jail. He submit because he is in jail from 1991. He was in jail, means already more than 30 years have passed. Currently, he has submitted a mercy plea under Article 161. Article 161 told the procedure of mercy plea to the Tamil Nadu governor on December 30, 2015, and had approached the top court in 2016 over the delay to decide on his clemency. So in 2015 he submitted his mercy plea to the governor, but the government was doing nothing, and that's why in 2016 he moved to top court over the delay to decide on his clemency. Though the Tamil Nadu government recommended for his release in September 2018, means Tamil Nadu government, means the elected government of Tamil Nadu already recommended his release in 2018, the governor, after a gap of more than 3 years, means from 2018 to 2021, decided on January 25, 2021 to refer the matter to the president, who is the competent authority to take a call on the mercy plea. So this is the case. So first in 2015 he submitted it mercy plea to the governor, but the government was doing nothing. Then in 2016 he moves to top court, okay, over the delay to decide. Then in 2018 state government recommended for his release, but after coming in 2021, now what the government has done, he referred the matter to president, who is the competent authority, means as per the governor, president is the competent authority to take a call on the mercy plea. Okay, so he needs 3 years to send the mercy plea to president, not 3 years. From 2015 to 2021 means nearly 7 years. Finding the decision of the governor contrary to the constitution, a bench of Justice L. Nageshwar Rao is the Chief Justice of India, and B.R. Gavai said, governor, what Supreme Court is saying, governor has no power to independently decide and refer the matter to president. Governor has no power to decide and refer the matter to president. This is according to Supreme Court. While exercising power under Article 161 dealing with governor power to grant pardon. So Article 161 is about the power of governor. While exercising power under Article 161, he is bound by the decision of the State Council of Minister. So he is bound by the decision of State Council of Minister as per Article 161. But the State Council of Minister already approved for the release in 2018. Okay. Now, proper course would have been for him to refer the matter back to the state government, suggesting that the matter falls within the scope of President Order Article 72, President power to grant pardon. Means he should have proper reason, and he should take the advice from the state government to send the bill to president as per article 70. As per article 72 is about the power of president. Okay, so what Supreme Court is telling that he should take suggestion from the state government, state legislation. He should discuss with the state legislation that this should be, we need to send to the president for his recommendation. This discussion should be there between the governor and the state government, but without any discussion, without any advice from the state government, the governor himself sent the petition to president. Okay, this will be setting a very bad precedent, striking at the very roots of federal setup in our country. So criticize the action taken by the governor, by the Supreme Court. Okay, if your argument is accepted, then every time cabinet refers to the governor and the governor disagrees, he will refer it to the president, the bench observes. This should not be the practice. If anything decided by the state legislative assembly, then you should give respect. The governor should give respect that decision. And if he any other choice, he should discuss. He should send back the bill to the. He should return back the bill to the state government for further discussion. And if the state government again send the bill to the government should give his assent to pass the bill. This should be the practice. But what the Tamil Nadu government has done, without any discussion, without any advice from Council of Ministers, simply he sent the bill to the president for his reference. Okay, and the move is criticized by the Supreme Court. Now, related note is the Justice J.S. Verma Commission was formed to look into the security lapses that contributed to the killing of Rajiv Gandhi. Okay, so which commission was formed to investigate Rajiv Gandhi assassination? Justice J.S. Verma Commission. Okay, so J.S. Verma Commission led by Justice J.S. Verma, chairman of that commission. So this is the related topic. Next is Delhi government panel to ease norms to boost cloud kitchen segment. So what is cloud kitchen? You can assume from this picture the delivery, food delivery from Zomato, from Swiggy, Uber Eats. Okay, that is the cloud kitchen. Means you have actually no kitchen. The Swiggy have no kitchen. Okay, but it delivers food to the household. Okay, that is cloud kitchen. The Dialogue and Development Commission of Delhi and the Department of Industries have identified cloud kitchen as a potential job creator and proposed to boost the segment's growth by easing regulation, setting up clusters in industry areas, contributing towards skill development of their workforce. So what the Dialogue and Development Commission of Delhi and the Department of Industries have identified that cloud kitchen as a potential job creator. Okay, so they want to set up a cluster in industrial areas, as well as they will boost the growth by easing regulation. So there is a regulation to open a cloud kitchen, to open a software app. There is a regulation by the government, so they want to easy out the regulation so that this industry will grow fast. Okay, and setting up cluster in industry. Cluster means many industry related to this cloud kitchen. Means many kitchen, many restaurant will open in an area from where the cloud kitchen means the food delivery app will operate. Okay. As a part of the Rozgar Budget 2023 that plans to create 20 lakh jobs in Delhi in 5 years. Okay, net is still there. So, as a part of the Rozgar Budget 22-23 that plans to create 20 lakhs jobs in Delhi in 5 years, the Delhi government is working on creating a cloud kitchen policy. It had invited stakeholders on Tuesday to share inputs to facilitate the growth of cloud kitchen business in the capital. Okay, what is cloud kitchen? A cloud kitchen utilizes a commercial kitchen for the purpose of preparing food for delivery or taken only with no dine-in customer. So cloud kitchen will only use a kitchen. There is no dine-in customer. So there is no customer who will go to take the dinner. Okay, the simple is there should be a kitchen only. Cloud kitchen enables restaurant to expand an existing restaurant or start a virtual brand at minimal cost. This provides restaurant with the opportunity to scale, explore new market or trial new concept. Okay, I am facing load shedding right now, so there may be problem of internet. Now cloud kitchen are based on a delivery only business model. These restaurants rely on orders coming via their own website or via delivery apps like Uber Eats, GrabHub, DoorDash and Deliveroo to deliver food for off-premises dining. Now this business model allows restaurants to diversify and expand their customer base while cutting back the two biggest operational cost, rent and labor. So rent to open a big restaurant for customer, there should be a high rent as well as labor. Without investing in rent and labor, they can diversify and expand their customer. Every restaurant can diversify and expand their customer base. With this cloud kitchen, with low overhead and only kitchen staff required, business have the opportunity to minimize cost and maximize orders. Being delivery only, cloud kitchens don't need to create an experimental dine-in experience for customers. They don't have to worry about high rental cost, large capital investment, restaurant interior, guest facility and front of house staff. Okay, next topic is Lieutenant Governor of Delhi reviews progress work of Yamuna project. So there is a progress work of Yamuna project going on and Lieutenant Governor reviews that project. So Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal on Wednesday emphasized time-bound completion. You have to complete within the time. Emphasize time-bound completion of landscaping, greening and plantation on the Yamuna riverfront. Mr. Baijal was holding a meeting with officials and experts of Delhi Development Authority to review the progress of restoration and rejuvenation of Yamuna riverfront. So there is a restoration and rejuvenation project of the Yamuna riverfront. Yamuna riverfront means the adjacent area of Yamuna river as well as the river also, as well as the Yamuna river also. Okay, restoration and rejuvenation. So this is the project scenario. Okay, if you look at this picture, this is the Yamuna river is flowing, and this this portion, the both bank will be restored. Okay, so suppose 3 2 10 8 5, what is this? Osita East, total area 90 hectare. Then Kalindi Aviral, total area 100 hectare will be restored. Okay, so this is the new railway line to Nizamuddin Bridge is also included in this project. Wazirabad to old railway bridge. Then Mayur National Park, point number 8, here it is the Mayur National Park. Point number 9, this place 30 ecotourism area. Then point number 10, Hindon Sarovar, all will be rejuvenated through this project. Okay, now we should know what about the project, what is the cost. 2015 project was conceived, 2017 project launched. Total cost is 800 crore, total length is 22 kilometer, end date is September 30, 2022. Total area developed will be 1400 hectare. Okay, what are the project? Construction of walkways, cycle track, eco trails, creation of new wetland, water bodies, and restoration of woodland. So this point is related to the rejuvenation of water bodies of Yamuna. Floodplain, forest and grassland along the river, bathing area, play area, viewing platform towards the Yamuna, open congressional spaces, public amenities, redevelopment of ghats, CCTV camera, all are included in this project. Okay, there is two phase 1 and phase 2, and phase 1 is already near completion. Okay, this part, the project is going on in this part of Delhi, in the east part of Delhi. So this is the news. Next news is very important news. SSLV development flights likely in 2022. So SSLV, small satellite launch vehicle development flights likely in 2022. So what is small satellite launch vehicle? What is satellite launch vehicle? Vehicle which carry the satellite and place the satellite into earth orbit is known as satellite launch vehicle. So to place a satellite in the earth orbit, a vehicle will carry the satellite into the earth orbit, and the vehicle is known as the satellite launch vehicle. There is many type of launch vehicle, that is polar satellite launch vehicle, okay, augmented satellite launch vehicle, and a newly developed by ISRO, that is small satellite launch vehicle. Okay, so this is the small satellite launch vehicle carrying the satellite, and this is the polar satellite launch vehicle carrying a satellite. So where the satellite is, this portion is this is the satellite portion, this top is the satellite, this top is the satellite. And what are this part? This part are the fuel engine who will give thrust, to this satellite to place it into the orbit. Okay, so this is small satellite launch vehicle, and this is big polar satellite launch vehicle. It will carry small load, and obviously it will carry big load, that is known as payload. The Indian Space Research Organization is hoping to have all 3 development flights planned for its baby rocket, the small satellite launch vehicle, in 2022 itself. Okay, now first, before going to the actual news, we should know about the SSLV and PSLV, polar satellite launch vehicle and small satellite launch vehicle. Physically, the small satellite launch vehicle is a 3-stage rocket with a height of 34 meter and lift of weight of 120 ton. So height is 34 meter and lift of weight means when the launch vehicle is lifting from the earth, it can carry a maximum load of 120 ton. So height is 34 meter. 34 meter is also a very big length. A floor length, the height between 2 floors is in a residential house is 3 meter. So it nearly 10 floor height rocket. Okay, the length of rocket is nearly 10 floor, more than 10 floor actually. Now polar satellite launch vehicle stand 44-meter tall and 4 stages. SSLV has 3 stage, PSLV has 4 stage. SSLV was 34-meter long, PSLV is 44-meter long, and SSLV can carry 120-ton payload, PSLV can carry 320-ton payload. Okay. Now, what is the stages? 3 stage, 4 stage. What is the stages means? In each stage, the satellite will be given a thrust. Okay, satellite will given a thrust, and simultaneously one part will be separated from the total launch vehicle. So what actually happened, if you look at this diagram, first after launching the satellite, it will start rotating in a circular axis about the earth. So in the time of lifting from the earth, it will given the first thrust. It will given the first thrust. Okay, and it will move to the low earth orbit. Low earth orbit means nearly 2000 km from earth surface, not more than 2000 km. So in 2000 km away, it start rotating around the earth in low earth orbit. Then it will given another thrust, and it will start rotating in an elliptical way, that is known as transfer orbit, in an elliptical way. Then after revolving sometimes in this orbit, it will given another thrust, and it will start rotating in this orbit, that is drift orbit. Okay, and finally after providing the final thrust, it will placed in the geostationary orbit or high earth orbit, means the nearly 36,000 km from earth surface. Okay, from low orbit to intermediate orbit or drift orbit, finally the geostationary orbit or high orbit, high earth orbit. Okay, so from each, to move from one orbit to other orbit, it need a thrust. Okay, so in each step it will give a one thrust. First stage thrust when it take the lift off. Okay, let's look at the PSLV. This is the engine using solid fuel which provides the initial thrust. Okay, it provides the initial thrust. Then come the first stage using solid fuel. This is the color of solid fuel. After providing first stage, this portion will separated. Then it will move to another orbit. Then given the second stage using liquid fuel, and after providing this thrust, this up to this portion will be separated. Then it will given another thrust to move another high orbit. Okay, that is solid fuel thrust, and again fourth stage using liquid fuel start. Finally all the portion will be eliminated, and this satellite will remaining in the high earth orbit, means the 36,000 km from the surface. Okay, so solid fuel, solid liquid fuel alternatively give the thrust. This is 4-stage thrust for the PSLV, but in SSLV this is a 3-stage thrust. Okay, first stage, second stage, third stage, and all the stages are solid stages using solid fuel. There is no liquid fuel, all are solid fuel. Okay, all 3 stages of SSLV will be solid propulsion stage. So this is the basic thing of SSLV and PSLV. Now satellite launch procedure, the orbit, 4th orbit stage. Okay, 4th stage of PSLV. First is circular low earth orbit, about 200 to 2000 km for earth surface. Okay, to place a satellite, first step is to place a satellite in the low earth orbit. Okay, that is first stage. Then Hohmann elliptical transfer orbit, this is that elliptical transfer orbit, that is second stage. Then intermediate drift orbit, that third stage or third thrust. Then circular geostationary orbit about 36 km, that is fourth stage. So what ISRO have done, ISRO is hoping to have all three development flights. All three development flights means all the three stages of satellite launch vehicle, okay, in 2022 itself. Now the fast development flight is expected to take place in June. Fast development means ISRO till today has successfully launched, is successful to create the fast stage, okay, and it will launch in June. It will launch in June, the fast stage, and the remaining two stage also will be prepared by the ISRO, made by the ISRO and launched in 2022 itself. Designed as a launch on demand, a cheaper alternative of placing small payload in orbit. Okay, to place a small payload, why we should send PSLV? We should send the SSLV, okay, to carry the small payload. It would have multiple mounting option for nano, micro, small satellite. So it can carry nano satellite, micro satellite, small satellite. Vikram Sarabhai Space Center said source today. Okay. So main function is to carry a small satellite, small payload. And what is the function of satellite? By using satellite help in broadcasting, television, telecasting, okay, radio, telecasting, programming, radio, then signaling, then GPS, okay, then phone server. All we have done through using the satellite. So this is the thing related to the first topic, this topic. Okay, next move to another topic. This energy independence through hydrogen. So we can produce energy using hydrogen gas also. How? Hydrogen is a replacement of fossil fuel. So we are eagerly finding the replacement of fossil fuel. How can we replace fossil fuel? Okay, so hydrogen is an option. There is also many options like solar, hydro, means what, hydraulic energy, means the biomass energy, okay, so many another option, but hydrogen is also option of replacement of fossil fuel. Hydrogen is abundant means huge quantity in our environment, but not a single form. It's stored in water, hydrocarbons such as methane, okay. So we have to extract, there is initial cost to extract the hydrogen from this material and other organic matter. One challenge of using hydrogen as a fuel is efficiently extracting it from this compound. The extracting cost of hydrogen should not be more than the consumer cost of the energy produced by the hydrogen, okay. Now brown, gray, blue hydrogen production by using coal and fossil fuel. So using coal and fossil fuel we can produce hydrogen, okay. Using coal and fossil fuel or using methane we can also produce hydrogen, but it will generate carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So it is brown, gray, blue hydrogen, and we don't need this type of hydrogen. We need green hydrogen. What is green hydrogen? Hydrogen produced in the electrolyte cell, okay, means this is a zinc electrode and this is copper electrode, and this solution, this is the electrode, and this solution is known as electrolyte solution of H2SO4. And if we insert these two electrodes and connect them through a wire, okay, what happens? Zinc will first oxidized into Z2n plus and 2e2, it will release 2 electron, and 2 electron will move through this wire and it will reach to copper plate, and it will reach the copper plate. And what happened next is the solution of H2SO4, which is combined with H plus and SO4 2 minus ion. The H plus ion will move to the copper plate and consume the electron, because H plus is a highly reactive ion. H plus, it always find its negative ion, so the hydrogen atom fast to consume the coming electron and become hydrogen gas and start coming out from the solution, hydrogen gas. So this is the way we can produce hydrogen gas. Also the copper 2 plus will also consume some electron and become copper metal. Okay, but maximum electron will be consumed by the H plus atom, H plus ion, and hydrogen gas will be produced. This hydrogen is called as green hydrogen, ecological hydrogen. In July 2021, National Thermal Power Corporation, NTPC, Renewable Energy Limited, NTPC's fully owned subsidiary, sent out a tender to domestic manufacturer to build India's first green hydrogen fueling station in Leh, Ladakh. So Government of India is building a green hydrogen fuel station in Ladakh. Assam gets hydrogen plant. Exploration and production major Oil India Limited has commissioned India's first 99.99% pure green hydrogen plant in Assam. So where is the first green hydrogen plant is established? That is in Assam. And where the first hydrogen fuel station is established? That is Ladakh. Green hydrogen, which has the potential to replace fossil fuel, is the name given to hydrogen gas produced using renewable energy such as wind, solar power that do not entail greenhouse gas. So like the name to given, hydrogen produced using renewable energy such as wind, solar power. So by using wind, solar power and the electrolyte system, we can generate green hydrogen. Okay. The chairman of Oil India Limited and managing director said the green hydrogen pilot plant set up in central Assam, Jorhat, has capacity to produce 10 kg of hydrogen in a day, which can be later increased to 30 kg a day. Okay, so this is the related news. Next news is Indonesia's palm oil export ban. So this is the palm tree. Okay, so palm oil will be produced from the palm tree. Indonesia, the world biggest producer of palm oil. So which country is the biggest producer of palm oil? That is Indonesia. Would be banning all export of commodity to reduce domestic shortage of cooking oil and bring down its skyrocketing price. So Indonesia is facing shortage of cooking oil. Okay, so Indonesia is facing shortage of cooking oil, so and skyrocketing price high. So what they have decided that they will not export palm oil, rather they will themselves use it so that the price will reduce. Okay, so they will themselves use the palm oil, okay, as a domestic cooking oil, okay, and they will not export it because the price is increasing. Now the price of palm oil rose this year as demand increased because of the short supply of alternative vegetable oil. So there are alternative vegetable oil also, but as there is a very short supply of this alternative vegetable oil, huge demand of palm oil. Okay, so Indonesia is also facing, like other country, Indonesia is also facing short supply of alternative vegetable oils. So what they have decided that they will not export palm oil and they themselves consume it. Now what are the alternative vegetable oils? Like soybean oil, the second most produced oil is soybean oil, is expected to take a hit this year due to poor end soybean season in major producer of Argentina. So who are the major producer of soybean? That is Argentina. Now another is production of canola oil was hit in Canada last year due to overdrought. So who produced canola oil? Canada. Again, sunflower oil is also an alternative vegetable oil. 80 to 90% of which is produced by Russia and Ukraine has been badly hit due to the ongoing conflict. So as these three alternative vegetable oils supply become very reduce a huge amount, so automatically the demand of palm oil is increased and also the price. Due to short supply of alternate vegetable oils, lower than expected outflow from second biggest palm oil producer Malaysia. So Malaysia is the second biggest palm oil producer and first is Indonesia. Due to pandemic induced labor shortage, global food inflation, okay, then Ukraine crisis, then increase of global prices of crude oil, all are, what happened is the global price of crude palm oil have been rising significantly since the end of last year. So these are the reason. To control this price, the Indonesia government introduced price cap. Means they introduced price cap. You cannot rise the price of palm oil beyond this cap. Okay. So to maintain the price cap, they need a huge amount of palm oil stock inside the country. Okay. That's why they stop selling, which lead to hoarding and reselling. Okay. So they introduce price cap, which lead to hoarding. Hoarding means huge amount of palm oil storage. So they start storing huge amount of palm oil and reselling. Reselling means in future they will again resell it as the price is increasing. So they start storing it and again they will sell after few years. Okay, they will again resell. All of this factor along with producers being discouraged from making more oil led to an acute shortage of cooking oil. India is the biggest importer of palm oil. Okay, India is the biggest importer of palm oil as well as India is the biggest exporter of crude oil also. The current ban is going to make the situation worse. So this is the palm oil and this is the canola oil. Next topic is birth date reporting to be automated. Automatically birth and date report should be automated. Okay. What is the actual news is the Union government is planning to revamp the civil registration system. Revamp means there was already a civil registration system in this country, but it is not currently used. So government is planning to revamp the civil registration system to enable the registration of birth and date in real time with minimum human intervention and independent of location according to the 2021 annual report of the Union Home Ministry. So what is actual thing is every hospital has the software through which they can access the civil registration system. Every hospital has the access of civil registration system. Whenever a child give birth, then the hospital will go to the system and update it. So real time, it became a real time means the actual time will be showed in the civil registration system. What is the actual time, actual date of the birth of the child. Okay. So after the child gave birth, instantly the hospital authority will register its birth in the civil registration system, as well as whenever a people died, then also the hospital or the local government will register the report to the civil registration system. Okay. The civil registration system run by the Registrar General of India is linked to the National Population Register, which already has a database of 119 crore resident. So the civilization system linked with the population register, national population register. So whenever a child gave birth, whenever a child comes into the earth, okay, the authority instantly registered the report into the civilization system, and automatically it will update the national population register also. National population register means what is the number of what is the population of country, what is the population of each state, okay. So it will automatically update the national population register. The report said there was a need to update the national population register, first collated in 2010. Collated means corrected. First corrected in 2010, again updated in 2015 with Aadhaar, mobile phone and ration card numbers to incorporate the change due to birth, death and migration. The national population is to be updated with the decennial census. So the national population updated with the decennial means population census in every 10 year exercise that has been postponed indefinitely due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So currently the decennial census exercise is held due to COVID-19 pandemic. So government tried to revamp this CRS system and linked to national population register so that automatically it will update the population of India. Okay, next news is J&K Hydroelectric project approved. A meeting of the Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday approved an investment of 4,526.12 crore rupees for the 540 megawatt KWR hydroelectric project on the Chenab in Shitwar district of Jammu and Kashmir. So we all know that 2-3 days ago Prime Minister visited Jammu and Kashmir and inaugurated nearly 20,000 crore project, infrastructure project, and one project is inauguration of 540 megawatt KWR hydroelectric project on Chenab river, and the amount is allotted is 4,526.12 crore rupees in the Jammu and Kashmir. So this is the inauguration of KWR hydroelectric project. Okay, so currently it is under construction. So the cabinet approved this amount. So you can run the project up to completion because government already approved this amount, 4,526.12 crore. Now what is the project actually is? Union Minister Anurag Singh Thakur said that the project would be implemented by Chenab Valley Power Project Private Limited, a joint venture between NHPC and Jammu Kashmir State Power Development Corporation with equity contribution 51 and 49%. So who are the owner of the project? National Hydroelectric Power Corporation, NHPC of Government of India, and Jammu Kashmir State Power Development Corporation has a share of 51%, 49% equity contribution. Okay, contribution amount is 51%, 49%, and the project will be executed by the Chenab Valley Power Project Private Limited. It's a private company. Okay. Now we should know about National Hydroelectric Power Corporation. NHPC is an Indian government hydropower board under the ownership of Ministry of Power, Government of India, that was incorporated in the year 1975. It has the objective to plan, promote, organize and integrated and efficient development of hydroelectric power in all aspects. Later, so it is generally initially it is related to hydroelectric power, but later NHPC expanded its to include other sources of energy like solar, geothermal, tidal, wind also. Headquartered in Faridabad, Haryana. Now, one of the most important thing related to this is Pakistan has objected to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Kashmir and laying of foundation stone for the construction of the Ratel and Kewar hydroelectric project on the Chenab River, which it claimed was a direct contravention of the Indus Water Treaty. So Pakistan is opposing of these two hydroelectric projects, Ratel and Kewar. So this is the Kewar hydroelectric project which already gave the approval of the government, and another is Ratel hydroelectric project. So this is the Ratel hydroelectric project, both are in Chenab River. Okay, so Pakistan is opposing that you cannot build these two hydroelectric project on Chenab River because it violates the Indus Water Treaty. It violates the Indus Water Treaty. Okay, so Prime Minister visited Jammu Kashmir after abrogation of 370. Okay, during this visit, Prime Minister laid the foundation stone for Ratel and Kewar hydroelectric project. Okay, 850 megawatt facility to be constructed on the Chenab River in Shitwar at a cost of around. So Ratel hydroelectric project has a general power of 850 megawatt and Kewar of 540 megawatt. These two hydroelectric project was inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi on the visit of his visited the Jammu and Kashmir. So why is Pakistan is opposing, and what is Indus Water Treaty we should also know. So this is Indus Water Treaty. What is Indus Water Treaty is simply because these rivers are flowing from India to Pakistan. If India start building hydroelectric project like dam on all of this river, then Pakistan will not get any water. It will hamper their irrigation. Okay, it will hamper their drinking water also. So Pakistan and India has seated to sign a treaty brokered by the World Banks. Okay, so Indus Water Treaty is a water distribution treaty between India and Pakistan, brokered by the actually organized the treaty. World Bank actually organized by the treaty known as Indus Water Treaty between India and Pakistan. It is a water distribution treaty to use the water available in the Indus River and its tributary. It was signed in Karachi 19 September 1960 by the Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and Pakistan President Ayub Khan. The treaty gives the control over the water of the three eastern rivers, Bias, Ravi, Satluj, with a mean flow of annual 33 million hectare feet to India, and control over the water of the western river, that is Indus, Chenab, Jhelum, mean annual flow of 80. Previous was 33, and it is the 80 million hectare feet to Pakistan. So India is has about 20% of the total water carried by the Indus system, while Pakistan has 80%. So what the treaty is saying, that eastern flowing river, that is the Ravi, Bias and Satluj, these three are known as eastern flowing river, and the control of this water is wholly on India. Means India can develop any kind of infrastructure project, dam, reservoir, anything India want to do, they can do. Okay, and the west flowing river, mainly Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, the water will be controlled by the Pakistan. Means India cannot build big infrastructure project over this river. Okay, you cannot control the water of these three rivers. Okay, you can build small structure or small irrigation project. Okay, but you cannot build big structure to stop the flow of water. This is the actual treaty. So 80% of water will be used by Pakistan and 20% used by India. This is the treaty. So 100% of this water, as well as India can use these three river also, but in small project, not big project. The treaty allows India to use the western river waters for limited irrigation. So India cannot use western river in big project, but they can use it for limited irrigation use and unlimited non-consumptive use for such application as power generation, navigation, floating of property, fish culture. So what the treaty is saying that India can use the Western River for limited irrigation, not huge irrigation. India can use it for limited irrigation and unlimited non-consumptive use of such application as power generation. So India can use this river to generate power. There is no limitation to generate power using that Pakistan controlled river. Navigation, floating, property, fish culture. So India is using this point, power generation. Okay, so India is building dam for power generation. It lays down detailed regulation for India in building project. So it lays down detailed regulation. So it cannot allow India to building project over the Western River. The preamble of the treaty recognizes the right and obligation of each country in the optimum use of water from the Indus system in a spirit, goodwill, friendship and cooperation. Okay, so all are the tributary of Indus. This is the Indus river. All and these 5 rivers are the tributary. Okay, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Bias, Satluj are the 5 rivers tributary of Indus river. Next topic is LIC share sale price band set at rupees 902 to 949. Government to divest 3.5% share. What is this? So previously we know the LIC was a government owned organization, but currently government is selling its share to private firm, and the price of one equity is 902 to 949 rupees. Okay, and government selling 3.5% share, not the 100% share, 3.5% share. The IPO, initial public offering, open on May 4 and close on May 9. So the selling and purchasing program will run between May 4 and May 9, through which the government will sell 3.5% stake in the state-owned life insurance company, will fetch 21,000 crore to the exchequer. The IPO value of LIC is 6 lakh crore. So total value is 6 lakh crore. So out of 6 lakh crores, 3.5% government of India will sell, and the 3.5% of 6 lakh crore is 21,000 crore. So this 21,000 crore, it's already a huge amount, will be sell by the government. Okay, from May 4 to May 9. The center has fixed the price band at 902 to 949 per equity. So if per equity is 902 to 1000, let's assume that 1000 is the value of per equity. So 20,000 crore means there is 21 crore equity of LIC. Okay, 21 crore equity of LIC. While policy holders would get a discount of rupees 60 per share. Policy who has already policy in LIC, he will get 60 rupees discount to buy per share. An eligible employee and retail investor would get a discount of rupees 45 per share. Why 3.5%? The government decided to dilute 3.5% stake in LIC from the earlier plan of 5%. Previously it was planned 5%, but currently 3.5%. Considering the current volatile environment, volatile means up down of market. The market is sometimes go to very up and then down, drop down instantly. So due to this volatility, government is not taking risk. They only dilute 3.5% of stake. Okay, to prevent losses. Okay, don't know whether they will get gain or loss. Okay, so the government is not taking risk simply. So this is the thing from today's newspaper analysis. If you have any opinion, please text me or call me in this number. So if you like my analysis, please subscribe my channel. We will meet tomorrow.